very good morning to all of you, both in this room and online. First of all, let me thank the Stock Exchange of Thailand in inviting me again to deliver opening speech and keynote address. The topic today is very timely to talk about the new hope or the future of Thailand after facing difficulties over the last 2 years of pandemic. Last year on 17th of August, I spoke in this forum about the economic trend and future of Thai economy in 2022, in which we expected our economy would gradually recover, and we did it. We could witness the 1.5% of GDP growth last year, which was better than most of analysts expected, but it was still below what the optimism of 4 to 5%. The reason was mainly due to the continued spreading of subvariant of the COVID-19. In November last year, the government began to reopen our economy by introducing the Phuket Sandbox and later expanded to other tourist sites. Also, all restriction measures on overseas traveling had been removed in early February of this year to facilitate our tourism industry. Ladies and gentlemen, the last 2 years has been challenging to say the least. The outbreak of the COVID-19 has had an immense impact on the Thai economy. As we were about to emerge from the pandemic, we were untimely faced with unprecedented geopolitical tensions that caused a sharp rise in commodity prices, putting more upward pressure on inflation and the overall economy. In spite of this, the Thai economy has been resilient and continue on its path towards sustainable recovery, following the return of economic activities from export of goods, particularly last year, and tourism and domestic demand. Therefore, as we approach the last quarter of this year, we expect that the Thai economy will continue to expand gradually, which will bring the full year of 2022 growth to the neighborhood of 3 to 3.5%. Ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Finance has been playing an important role in supporting economic recovery. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ministry of Finance implemented 2 major emergency loan decrees with a total amount of 1.5 trillion Thai baht. The expenditures from the emergency decree helped relieve the impact on all affected citizens, provided adequate healthcare equipment, including vaccines, as well as programs to enhance the purchasing power of the consumer to stimulate domestic spending. Moreover, the government recognized that the public, especially the lower income individuals, have been seriously affected by the rising cost of living. That is why we have urgently implemented various targeted measures, including subsidizing cooking gas for street vendors and state welfare card holders, regulating cooking gas prices, subsidizing petrol for motorcycle taxis, subsidizing NGV for taxi drivers, maintaining diesel price and retail NGV price, subsidizing electricity bill and the diesel excise tax cuts. Regarding the financial measures, the Ministry of Finance, through the policy guidance to the specialized financial institution and in close collaboration with the Bank of Thailand, have launched various programs to alleviate the burden of the private sector's cost of living and cost of doing business, especially household, SMEs, and corporates, and additionally enhance the financial liquidity by providing soft loans, credit guarantees, and debt restructuring. Ladies and gentlemen, despite fears of world recession, our economy will remain strong with stability, both physical and financial. This year, our government revenue collection will be on target. I can confirm. The public debt ratio will be within the new ceiling. As of June, our public debt level is 61.06% of GDP, as compared to the ceiling of 70%. On the issue of the monetary policies, big thanks to the Bank of Thailand that has been implementing highly accommodative monetary policy in response to the COVID-19. This has kept borrowing costs historically low, allowing the government to fund additional stimulus measures as well as the private sector to recover from the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now turn to sharing views about Thailand's future beyond COVID-19. In a way, this has provided us with an opportunity to readjust our growth model. We can no longer focus on growth and ignoring the alarming issues of social disparity and climate change. Therefore, the government has put more focus on how to transform the economy towards a high value-added economy that is more balanced, inclusive, and environmentally friendly. In this regard, the government's guiding policy on the bio-circular green economic model is now becoming the national agenda. This underscores the government commitment in working towards the target of zero carbon emission in 2065. The four strategic areas for the BCG model are based on economic foundation and strengths, namely food and agriculture, medical and wellness, energy, material, and biochemical, including bioplastic, and tourism and creative economy. Following the mentioned guiding policies, the government's agenda is now to create more growth in the future. This is very much in line with the discussion in the next session, I believe. There are four areas that I would like to mention. Area of focus to be addressed as follows. First, the government will continue to invest in infrastructure in all areas, not only physical infrastructure, but also invest in human capital and digital technology and innovation. We could see for the last 8 years, our investment in infrastructure is highest amount over the decade. But still, I think we believe that we still have lots of the infrastructure projects, particularly in transport sector, energy, and public utilities that needs to be accelerated. Second, the government, together with the private sector, is fully committed to accelerate the development process in the Eastern Economic Corridor, or EEC, where the area will create our new growth and our 12 new targeted industries. Third, the government will further create the quality green growth in our economy in all sectors: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. For example, electric vehicle is one of our target industry that all tax and non-tax supporting measures have been endorsed by the cabinet. And fourth, financial resource mobilization is needed to support this new growth model. Financing should be geared to more green investment. It should be noted that the Minister of Finance was successfully issues the sustainability bond for the first time in 2020 to finance the mass transit system projects in Bangkok. And we will do more Our ASEAN friends are now on the same track. On the other hand, financial inclusion and accessibility are keys to close the gap between financial institutions and SMEs, startups, and grassroots people. Other sources of fund, particularly capital market, venture capital, and crowdfunding are also supported by the government through the tax measures. Ladies and gentlemen, before I finish, I would like to mention that now we are about to turn the corner of COVID-19 challenges to opportunities. The government's fiscal position, again, I would like to mention, remains strong as reaffirmed by all credit rating agencies. Our debt to GDP has risen but remains low by international standards, with ample fiscal space remaining if more stimulus is needed. This puts us in a sound position to provide the financing required to transform the economy going into the post-COVID-19 world. To conclude, I believe that all of you will gain valuable insights on the outlook of the Thai economy from many prominent speakers today. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to you all for your interest in Thailand, and I encourage you to be a part of the new exciting chapter of transforming of the Thai economy. I wish the conference today a great success. Thank you very much.